You know this feeling. Every new session with Claude Code, you type the same instructions again. How you want your commits worded, which folders matter. The same checklist every single time. So you dump it all into your Claude.md file. That's the obvious fix. But here's the thing. That file loads in full, every session, whether Claude needs it or not. You pay for every line on every single turn. A skill flips that around. Only the name and description stay loaded. That's about 100 tokens. And tokens are just how AI counts text. So call it one sentence's worth instead of the whole file. Today we're building one on Windows 11 from an empty folder, a pre-commit check that reads your real code changes. Then it tells you straight up whether you're safe to commit. 3 parts. First, we build it. Second, the 2 things that decide whether Claude ever uses it, and one of them works differently on Windows. Third, how to stop writing these by hand entirely. Let's go. Here's what we're making. 1 folder, 1 file. And by the end of this section, Claude will run it without you asking. A skill is just a folder with a file called SKILL.md inside it. That's the whole format. At the top of that file, a settings block that tells Claude when to use the skill. Underneath, the instructions Claude follows when it runs. Let's build it. Press Windows X and click Terminal. That opens PowerShell. Type make dir, then a space. Now the path. $env, user profile, 1 word, all capitals. Then \.claude, \skills, \pre-commit check. Press enter. That user profile bit is PowerShell's shortcut to your user folder. /users /your name. And remember that last folder name, pre-commit check. That name becomes the command you'll type later. Here's the part people miss. We did that before opening Claude Code, on purpose. Claude Code watches your skills folder while it runs. But if the folder didn't exist when the session started, it isn't watching yet. Now open it in VS Code. Type code, space, then that same path, and press enter. Click the new file icon in the sidebar. Name it SKILL.md, capital letters for skill. That exact file name is what Claude Code looks for. The whole file's in the pinned comment if you'd rather paste it than type it. We'll build it up piece by piece here so you can see what each part actually does. Now the settings block. Type 3 dashes, press enter twice, then 3 dashes again. Everything between them configures the skill. You'll see this called front matter in the docs, same thing. On the empty line, type description, space. Then, checks uncommitted changes for problems before a commit. Use when the user asks to review their changes, asks whether they're ready to commit, or asks what changed. Notice it does 2 things, what the skill does and when to use it. Both halves matter, and we'll come back to why. And notice what we didn't write. There's no name field. In a personal skill, the folder name is the command. The file doesn't need to repeat it. Now the instructions, below the closing dashes. Type a heading, #, current changes. On the next line, type an exclamation mark, then a backtick. That's the key just above tab to the left of the number 1. It's not an apostrophe. Now type git, diff, head in capitals, then 1 more backtick to close it. That one line is doing something clever. Claude Code sees the exclamation mark. It runs the command inside the backticks, right on your machine. Then it swaps the whole line out for the real output, before Claude reads a word of this. So Claude never has to go looking. Your changes are already in front of it. Now the second heading, #, instructions. And underneath, 3 checks. 1. Flag any hard-coded secrets or API keys. 2. Check that new functions handle errors. 3. Look for leftover debug print statements. Then, one last line. Finish with a single verdict, either ready to commit or changes required. Without that verdict line, Claude writes you an essay. With it, you get an answer you can read in 1 second. Press Ctrl+S to save. Back to the terminal. You'll need a project that's already using Git for this next part. No Git yet? There's a video on that. Links in the description. Type cd, space, then your project path and press enter. One quick check before we go further. Type git status and press enter. That git diff headline we wrote compares your files against your last commit. So the project needs at least 1 commit in it already. If git status says no commits yet, make one now. Type git add, space, dot, and press enter. Then git commit, space, -m, space, quote, initial commit, quote, and press enter. That's your baseline. Now let's give the skill something to actually find. Open any file in the project and add 2 lines. First, a variable holding an API key. Type const, then API key as 1 word equals, quote, sk-test-123, quote. Then underneath, a console.log with the word here inside it. Press Ctrl+S. Those are exactly two of the things our checklist is looking for. Now type Claude and press enter. Now, the direct way to run it. Type /, then pre-commit check and press enter. And there it is. It caught both, the hard-coded key and the leftover debug statement. And at the bottom, the verdict, changes required. That's the skill reading your real diff, not guessing. And that command came from nowhere except our folder name. We never registered it, never restarted anything. So let's fix it. Delete both lines and press Ctrl+S. But that's still us doing the asking. Watch this. Type /exit, then Claude to start fresh. We're restarting for one reason. Claude just ran that skill, so it's still in this session's memory. A clean start proves the description did the work, not what Claude saw a minute ago. Now don't type the command, just ask, in plain English, am I good to commit? There we go. Same skill, same checklist, and this time, ready to commit. And we never said its name. Claude read our description, matched it to the question, and loaded the skill on its own. That's the whole point of a skill. Now let's talk about why it fired. Two things decide whether a skill ever runs. Get either one wrong and it just sits on your drive doing nothing. The first one is that description. Stop. This is important. Claude never holds your whole skill in memory. At startup, it loads only the name and the description. Everything else stays on disk until Claude decides it's relevant. Think of it like an index card clipped to the front of a folder. Claude only reads the card. It opens the folder when the card matches what you asked for. Which means the description isn't a label, it's the entire trigger. Let me show you the difference. Back in VS Code, change the description to just checks code, save it. Now ask the same question, am I good to commit? Claude's got nothing useful to match against. Checks code could describe half the tools on your machine, so it falls back to answering on its own, and our skill never gets a look in. Now change it back to the full version, the one that lists when to use it, asks to review their changes, ready to commit, what changed? Save it. Ask again. And it's back. Same file, same instructions. The only thing that changed was whether the description described the moment you'd want it. So when you write these, don't describe the skill, describe the sentence you'd actually type. Real ones in your own words. And notice we never restarted Claude Code for either edit. It picked up both changes live. Now the second thing, where the file lives. There are two homes for a skill. The one we used is personal, in your user folder, working in every project you open. The other is a project skill, in a .claude skills folder inside the project itself. That one only exists for that project, and it can be committed to Git. Hold that thought. And on Windows, that first path has a fork in it. Which user folder you get depends on how you launched Claude Code. From PowerShell, it's the Windows one, under C:\users. From inside WSL, that's the Linux environment some people run on Windows, it's a different home folder entirely on a separate part of your disk. A skill written to one is invisible to the other, so answer that before you create anything. Which one am I running? Then stay consistent. One more Windows detail, and it's about this line right here. That exclamation mark command doesn't run in PowerShell, it runs in Git Bash, the Unix-style terminal that came bundled with Git. Keep Git commands in there like we did, and it just works. If this is clicking for you, hit the like button. It genuinely helps the channel. And if you want more setups done properly, subscribe. Because here's what's next, and it's the part that changes how you use this. You've now written a skill by hand. You never have to do that again. You now know this format well enough to read one, which means you never have to type one again. Watch this. In Claude Code, just ask for the skill you want. Type, create a skill that writes my commit messages. First line under 50 characters, starting with feat or fix, then 2 bullets explaining why. Use it when I ask for a commit message. Press enter. And notice what we're asking for. Claude will happily write you a commit message without any of this. What it won't do is write it the same way every time. That's the whole job of a skill. It's not new ability, it's your rules, made permanent. There it goes. It's making the folder, then writing the SKILL.md inside it. The same structure we built by hand a few minutes ago. Now here's the part that matters, and it's why we did it the slow way first. Open the file it just wrote. You can read this now. That's the settings block at the top. That's the description, and that folder name it picked just became a new command. So check its work. Look at that description. Does it say when to use the skill, or only what the skill does? If it's only the what, fix it. Add the words you'd actually say out loud. Write my commit message. What should I call this commit? Press Ctrl+S. Now let's test it. Make another small edit, then ask Claude for a commit message. And there's our message. Short first line, feat prefix, 2 bullets underneath. Our format, not Claude's default. That's a skill we never typed a line of. One last thing, and this is the one I'd actually use tomorrow. Take that pre-commit check folder and copy it into your project under .claude skills. Now commit it to Git. That skill now travels with the project. Clone it on another machine, and it's there. Hand the project to a teammate, and Claude already knows how your team reviews code before a commit. You're not sharing a prompt anymore, you're shipping the workflow with the code base. And it works in reverse too. If you clone a project that has a .claude skills folder, those are instructions Claude will run on your machine. Worth opening and reading before you trust them. Same care you'd take with any other code you pull down. And that's it. You've got a working skill that Claude loads on its own. You know why it fires and which folder it belongs in on Windows. And from here on, you can just ask Claude to write the next one. If you want more out of Claude Code without the subscription cost, watch this one next. Claude Code plus OmniRoute, running free on Windows 11. It's the natural next step from here. Thanks for watching.